Welcome. This is Zangler, the Tesla Semi Advocate, and welcoming you to a beautiful day over the Giga Nevada high volume Tesla Semi production factory construction site for September 17th, 2024. The theme of today's video is pay attention. What I mean by that is while we have been paying attention to the shiny object, that being the steel erection and the roof panels, much work has been progressing in other areas, as we're going to see today. This is the same basic shape that we saw on my last video. However, they have answered the question of which direction they're going to expand into, and that is going to be from the northwest corner where we're looking, where the flagpole is, to the south along the western perimeter. The first thing we're going to do is to do a circular flight around the steel construction, despite the fact that I do want to focus on all the other areas that you can see, all of the other work that is being done, and we'll zero in on that in a little bit. But you can see they've staged the columns and beams, and I don't see any trusses yet, but they've got the columns and beams ready to go to expand, and the concrete apron has been poured, as we saw with that first segment. So I imagine they're going to quickly erect these columns and beams, and then add the roof trusses, and then they'll go back into assembling the roof panels and installing them as we've seen in previous videos. So the MesMaster that is used to build the roof panels and install them, actually the panel table is what's used. We'll see it later, but as soon as these columns and beams and trusses are installed, we'll see the panel table and MesMaster back in action. Currently they're idled, but plenty of progress is being made, as we're going to see. They're continuing to fill in the roof panels for the open sections, and now we're going to see that they're ready to pour that concrete apron. We've seen that yellow fluorescent material is what they use underneath the concrete. And then here, they apparently have done a bunch of, you can see the size of these footings are huge. But along the perimeter grade, they've poured the foundation, and it looks like they've done some work on laying in some utilities, and then now they're refilling and repacking the dirt, and no doubt going to have it prepared with that yellow protective sheet. And here's where they're repacking it and then pouring the concrete apron that we've seen. The concrete apron is not structural. As you can see, all of the structural footings are ready to go. So but they have been pouring that concrete. Obviously makes it easier to pour that concrete apron prior to putting up the columns. A lot of work, like I said, a lot of work has been done in other areas, and those other areas appear to be that almost all of the footings have been dug. I see one area that we'll come across in a little while that still has been left open so they can do trenching, and then that little area will be filled in with the footings. And what's interesting is almost all the footings have been dug, like I mentioned, but they still need concrete pour 1 and concrete pour 2 in some of them, but in many of them, the first concrete pour has already been done, and then they'll come back and do a second one. Here's a huge trenching project going on here. And here's forms for the exterior wall. We are now traveling along the eastern perimeter, heading south. I apologize if I didn't orient you a little bit better earlier, but there is some serious work being done, and you'll see in a minute that they've left this area open from footings so that they can do that trench work. We're going to get a quick glance at the Giga Nevada Legacy Factory. Now we are in the, that is the Mezmaster. That is the southwest corner of the project, of the factory outline. And we're going to pull back and move to the east and see all the work that's been done, in addition to that metal that's been staged. There you can see a lot of footings have been dug. These are the ones where some of them have had no concrete pours, but some of them have had that initial concrete pour, like this exterior far eastern perimeter has had that first structural concrete pour. We're going to fly back from the east to the west, and we'll get another look at the steel, the part of the building that's been erected. And that building represents, I think, about 1/6 of the total amount. And I got a feeling, based on how quickly they were able to put this section up, that they will be able to do the other 5/6 in a lot quicker than we might expect. Here's a view of the entire project, including Giga Nevada in the background, Legacy Giga Nevada. And again, perspective is hard, but man, this looks to be a large building in comparison to the existing factory. And at the end, I want to thank you for joining us, and I'm going to leave you with a nice shot of the American flag blowing in the breeze. Hope to see you soon.